Alright, hello once more. I return, surely in a very timely fashion. But I said I would, except probably not, because I actually ended up getting some food. So why not? I'm eating half a set food, not a lot. Well, I was kind of sitting here and thinking of what could I possibly do next, but I think I know. I think for one, it's time for me to update the title on the game yet again, because it's time to go and test out N64 stuff. We'll do the thing, and I will, I guess, also observe how the leave my Discord bots also notes that it's the case. This messages when I actually, yeah, I just did it again, didn't I? Please switch the games in the middle of the stream, which I guess I never noticed before, because I never do that, but I suppose this is a special occasion as ever. And yeah, now I will return to the capture card screen. It's right over here. Capture card and also like full screen by 9 games card or scene, I guess. And well, let's see. If I turn on the capture card now, it says no signal. So actually, I should probably not return to the capture card. I should go here instead. I should also change this thing to a different preset, like, I don't know, the indivisible one. Why not? That's as good as any for this one. Here I can turn on the capture card and actually have it fit the designated 4x3 space off to the left. But yes, it's time for me to, I guess, test out my entire N64 collection, but ending with one particular one that I pretty much got today, actually. I did just mention. And that I probably will be playing in its entirety for the stream before too long, but let's see. Let's go through a few of these. As we can start with the obligatory one, the one I'm pretty sure. I think of all the N64 games I own, I've inspected them and I'm very reasonably confident that all of these are originals, but out of all the ones I own, this is the only one that's that I have absolutely zero doubt in my head that it's original. I'm fairly sure it came with the console itself. I've had it ever since I have the console, and I think it's the only game that I managed to hold on to in its original state from, let's see. Because this music is kind of appropriate because it's the same property. It might take a little bit to start up, though. Did run into hiccups like this when I was testing this out by myself. Oh, hey, Zero, what's going on? Time to try the old trick to see if I can make this work. Okay, second attempt. This might take a few tries, because I think I tried a bunch of these before, and this is like the one that took fiddling at working, but it didn't eventually work. Just kind of like jiggling the cart to help to between attempts. There we go.
It's me, Mario.
And just as the item sung in, perfect timing. That didn't take as many attempts as it did the first time I attempted that. Oh boy. Switch Moran got banned from Discord for a 4th time, oh boy. Well, I'm sure it was for a noble cause though. Oh, I can't wait for this part of my stream to get muted and leave my Nintendo because it's a first party Nintendo game. Hey look, it's Mario 64 and one of the files has 64 stars. Clearly it's that's one we should pick. Okay. This does have a little bit of input lag. Like, you don't really notice it in this game, but you do notice it in the streams. But we'll get to that in time. I only have 5 games anyway. Can I do Alice? I can do absolutely nothing. Oh yeah, I guess I did lose the hat in this file. I didn't even notice that until now. I wonder where it could be. I'm trying to remember. Like, I think the monkey can steal your hat and your hat can get blown up by the wind in one of the other stages. But let's see. It's the... We made it all the way to the TikTok, so... Well, how do you do a backwards long jump? I said it looks like... Yeah, I don't know anything about glitching for this game, because I am... Because my ignorance of speedruns is absolute. I think the monkey that steals your hat is on the top floor anyways. It's going to be there. Yeah, indeed. This is also where you can get your hat blown off by the wind in the Snowman's Mountain, so... Maybe that will be my quest for now, try and recover that. And if I can do that, call things... Can't call this a successful operation. There we go. Let's take a look in here first. Apparently I already got the stars, and all the stars in this world. However many millions of years ago I played this game for the last time. Oh shit, forget about that thing. Ow. I guess we're gonna use okay. Shit. So much fucking... It's really awkward trying to control things with an N64 controller after being spoiled by modern controllers, I'll say that much. But surely this is a mission that I can complete. Damn it. Can't even jump in that thing, but I did jump in this thing without meaning to. So yeah, I get the feeling that my hat might not be in this world because I didn't see it on the base. Just because I'm pretty sure that's where it shows up if it gets blown up. Maybe like get myself out of there and search in the other place. I'm sure the other place will yield better results. I actually don't know because I don't remember if that's like the other places with a hat. I don't think they are. Going for 120, 12 for this game, for this version, probably not. Pretty much it's like right now just going through all the N64 games that I had, which is a very limited collection, and trying them out briefly. It did not as to the lonely mushroom. I hear the fucking... For some reason I remember when I was a kid I thought that that was like a vulture or a condor or something, because I didn't see it. I also vaguely remember like some kind of cannonballs or something, some big obstacle coming down here. I thought that was like a, oh fuck. Good start. I get the feeling that even though it's not as noticeable in this game, the input lag does affect certain things like those jumps. Did I even get up to where the monkey is? I would just be like climbing all the way up to the mountain. I can see the star that I'm supposed to get, but I don't remember how you get there other than... There's a cannon down in the thing. I don't remember where you get the guy to talk to activate that is though. Jesus Christ, it kind of even... Kinda hurts my thumb to try and just control stick in this. Oh shit. This might be a little bit awkward if I ever like try to get those stars in this ever again. Yet I apparently already did for one of the files at least. True. So I'll keep doing this until I run out of lives. It probably won't be very far off. Okay. Guess it's better if I press the control stick with like the tip of my thumb. It's been so long since I used this for anything. I remember the sound those things make when they die. Okay, there's the other monkey as ahead. Yep. And I'm pretty sure the shy guy is gonna get in the way if I try to recover it. I think it's like Jesus Christ. I do have water right here, so... Jesus Christ. So I do have an unlimited wellspring of health at least. Oh shit. Don't worry about that too much. Can I not get out of the water again? At least not this way. I should be able to, I thought. Some kind of jump out of here. Well, this right here should be an indication of how good I am at escaping. Yo, I guess we're gonna make some kind of attempt to kill the shy guy. Maybe. It's just like waiting over there. Maybe not. Oh. I think that should be a pretty good indication of just gonna end up. I guess I should be pressing the stick with either the base of my thumb or the tip of my thumb, because if I use the middle part it kinda hurts. Boy, old man does not remember how to play old man video games. Say, hold on. See, something kind of weird that I just noticed is that I didn't remember at all from my previous experience with this game is that you get like tag controls when you're in the water. This makes sense for the kind of controls that you have. Yeah, there's like some kind of stuff being dropped from up there. That's what I remember. I'm sure that dude can like grab you. Camera doesn't help me there. That purple guy can grab you and throw you, but I think you have to do the same thing to him to kill him. I'm surprised that the former of those hasn't happened yet. Yeah, there's something that like falls down here and like disappears right before it gets to that gap. So how to kill these things. So they're not in the way every time, and I'm paranoid about them. Oh, actually, getting the better of me. Oh shit! I didn't realize that if you jump while holding them, you let go. Please, okay, there we go. I thought that sound effect was weird. As a kid. Straight down the middle. But if I can complete this mission, I will call this foray into this game a success. Time being. But I'm really confused as to what exactly makes the oh, there we go. That thing's out of the way at least. Confused as to what makes the monkey jump backwards and over you. Oh, fuck it. Come on. Pretty sure that should have been a win for me right there. Alright, come on. Yep. Christ. It doesn't help that you have to like do the turnaround thing instead of... Hey, I actually managed to jump out that side. Instead of just, you know, moving in the other direction, turning immediately. Well, sometimes you turn immediately, which is even stranger. I vaguely remember something like that happening in like... There we go. Mario Sunshine 2. It's a cool cap, but I'll give it back. There we go. And then he tries to tempt you into having anything to do with him again, but I'm pretty sure that if you do that, he just takes the cap again, so fucking. Alright, I rescued my cat from the ape. I have a very, very clear memory of, like, never having any luck with this level. I don't know why he went into it just now. Oh no. Sure, this is one of those levels that you have to do right on, like, the first try, or else you're pretty much screwed. Now we got 2 coins. It's gotta count for something. That's another reason why you have to get it right in the first try, because your wings run out. Oh well. Got the 4th coin. I don't know about you, but I call this a successful test. So I suppose I will step out of the castle. Just to see like what it looks like in the pause screen. I can't believe I missed one of the stars in the bomb battlefield. What else did I miss? Let's run. The stars in Jolly Roger Bay, Cocoa Mountain, etc. Oh, and I don't know about you, but my arthritic old man thumb kind of is begging me to not keep using that controller, but I think we're gonna say that this is proof that Mario 64 is just as full of vitality as ever, I suppose. Right. To scratch off one of the 5 entries for Mario and try to get the other one to work. Let's see. This one takes some doing. Do I even need to, do the blow into the cartridge meme, or do I just need to dock it better? Because that seems to make more of a difference. Yeah, there we go. Man. There are like 2 more N64 games that I would like to have. It would be Majora's Mask and the first game of this. Oh. I remember Canary Mary. If I remember how to play the bosses. Especially if I ever try to replay this game, it wouldn't be on the actual hardware. Because I have proof in the 290 jiggy files that I would do that at some point, so. This is the boss that's just like first person mode, isn't it? I don't even remember how to control this. That's a very good sign. Let me blow up the image. Thought you'd get another jiggy that easily, eh? Am I a god of target shooting? Let's see if I can even remember how to. Okay. How do you. There's supposed to be a way to strafe. Yeah, it's with the C buttons, but. It's. Well, I say for some reason, but I think I personally nowadays. It's. I don't know, it's also kind of sluggish to start up independently of that. Getting worthless monies. Well, shit. This is gonna be a bit of a sneak preview for the game I'm gonna be playing after I'm done with this N64 thing. And also, yeah, get these dudes if I can. With the beat bash. The health bag that way. So, the boss is nice enough to wait until you already killed off all just Start attacking again. Oh no. Maybe we're the out of circle strafe. I was gonna say like we have to get them all in one go, but I guess not. I need more than one. Shit. I was gonna say do I need more than one of these health up honeycombs, I guess so. Shit. Get full health again, I suppose I got my answer in one way. Thank goodness he froze his dudes at me so I can recharge my health. I'm sure that the boss replay mode is like harder in a lot of cases because you don't keep your health upgrades from this game. The ultimate challenge might actually be beating the final boss. I do remember the final boss being like one of those. They are for some reason really hard. Actually need to take cover from that. Take cover. Yeah, I guess I beat the boss. I remember the final boss of both this and Banjo-Tooie, the first one, being quite difficult. I wonder if I can beat the other one of the bosses, like... Remember Mr. Patch being kind of bullshit, it's like you need to hit him with certain more water. What about this guy? I think it's pretty much the same thing, but you're underwater. I don't remember which of these would theoretically be more difficult. Self-important anglerfish. Right. If you press both A and B together, you can swim faster, but I think what you need to do here is like shoot like, or even switch the ammo types, I don't remember. It's unfortunate. I think I might have to do that. No, just Kasui splits off, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't even remember what the point of that is. R? Here it is, okay. I think the grenade eggs are the ones that look better for this. But I certainly wouldn't have I seen one to put me on this. I would like blow up this guy's gills or something. Blow yellow. My old nemesis, N64 aiming, is once again introduced. Oh, it took damage. No, I'm taking more damage. How do you back out of this? Oh, with that. Oh, up with B. Is that just that way? Oh no, I'm not taking damage, I'm just like bouncing off the guy. Ah, shit. Yeah, this isn't exactly off. Oh, there we go. I got one at least. The precious boils, I guess that's what they are. It's nice. Well, I mean, this is rare. Like some of that cross humor. You just have to find the one that's like glowing. Shoot that. Just circle around this guy. Fortunately, I don't even see. Okay, it's up C to get out of that. Get into it and out of it. There we go. Okay. To imagine that the last one, well, possibly the last one, I don't remember, it's gonna be on the other side. Okay, just saw it. And right next to it. Okay, for a second I didn't get it, but then I did. I don't remember having to break that many of these spoils on this guy. Yeah, apparently we just need to break all of them. There's way more than I remember. That I remember any particular number. And there we go. Last one is one of them. Okay. Shit. This doesn't help. There we go. Even the last one, I guess not, because he still hasn't changed, so it can actually tell. Just realized he has like a health. It was just completely. But you still have to fight him somewhat even after the. You break all of those, so let's really get some extra ammo. I think you can only carry up to 25 of these, so I guess we'll have to do. Well, what's next? I guess it must be on this side, whatever is next. Yeah. Can't see shit. And I just hurt myself with that. I'll go back, which doesn't exactly help, because then he turns to face you. Yeah. Oh no. Just do that with R. That's expected. Oh, we need to smell like lest I die at this point. If I manage to defeat the true enemy here, which is N64 Ah, shit. Okay, I need a minute now. It's frame rate. That's how you know it's authentic. Oh fuck. I guess I just have to adjust to the C buttons. I'm just gonna keep, whenever I play like N64 games and try to control the camera, I always try to find the button that just centers the camera behind you, because it's like the easiest way. Never stick. Mind. Please. There we go. Can't believe it took me 20 eggs. No sympathy for blind fish. Time I opened my eyes to see what I'm... guys. Which I think might be a little bit easier. Yeah. She actually stares right at you. Please not my eyes. And yet, I will continue to try to continue to murder you. Right. I guess I'm gonna get more eggs. Suppose only the grenade eggs will work for this. That really reminds me of GoldenEye. I'm sure Rare had the same composer for like a lot of the N64 stuff. For this one, I don't know. For this one it was Grant Kirkhope. I remember that. I think he also did the music for GoldenEye, yeah, but I think one Rare game that didn't have him as the composer was Conquer. And of course there's the Donkey Kong stuff, where I'm pretty sure that the composer for that for a long time was David Weiss. I don't know how much closer I can get to the rain at the edge. I might die. One hit away from death. Might be dead. And I also don't quite understand... Yeah, I'm dead. I don't quite understand the trick to that fight. I'll leave it. Good feeling that if I ever do some of these tricky stick aiming fights again, I have to be like in the actual base game, but that would take even. Speaking of the base game, I guess might as well go in there briefly. Before we go past this game. 30 Gs in 24 hours, 90 Gs in 15 hours. Ain't that... I'm sure that I did, you know, play at least one of these files from the ground up. How much more health I have. Well, there's Dragon Kazooie in this file, so... But, oh yeah, you have like unlimited feathers at this point and unlimited everything. Which does make things a little bit easier, just a little. Still not unkillable, I guess. Oh yeah, you also actually fucking regenerate health slowly, I forgot about that. Certainly, oops. I think like beating some of the like later game bosses without that extra you know, buffs that you're supposed to have at that point in the game when you fight them. It's probably not something I want to bother with. Let's see, I don't think this has a special save and quit scene like, you know, the first Banjo-Tooie did. It kicks out with now. Big fanfare. But I know a game that does have a scene like that. Let's see how many tries it's gonna get to get this one to work. Firmly placed in the dock. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm just gonna let this whole intro sequence play out, you know. Copyright notices be damned. Because this game is worth it.
Here we go. A moment for you. If you know the words, you join in too. Put your hands together if you wanna clap. As we take you through this monkey rap. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. His coconut gun can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew.
It's a little weird listening to, you know, the version that isn't just the Seal Gunner meme, but... At the same time, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. Pretty sure they can all climb up trees too, so... You know, it took me until this guy came on screen to remember it, but... I distinctly remember... when I was like 7 or 8, taking like a vacation to the beach and... I don't remember if I had any handheld video games at the time, but I do remember that one of the days that we were there, we like went into the town, into the city. We stopped at like some shopping mall and there was like a demo with this game. I'm like, oh yeah, a breath of the thing that sustains me from back home. It's oddly specific. Wow, look, they said the word hell in a Nintendo game. Ain't that something? But also I distinctly, for some reason I remember, you know, playing this as a young kid who didn't know how to speak English good. And for some reason this seems such a breeze line always made me think that the joke there was that the breeze was literally strong enough that it was throwing the boulder back at him. Oh boy. Mystery. What is mystery games? These are like the arcade games. It's DK Theater, it's from the arena. Oh, you can replay the bosses, that's right. You can enable Crush Eye in the battle mode, which is like the player mode. I don't remember, can you even play the fucking arcade games after you beat the game? Game 2 is the one where I 100%ed everything. I do remember that. Alright, so... where would you check that? I think level 4... I don't remember how to... like the actual numbering of the levels, if they even have any, but... this level... I can't remember how to control this game now. Do that. You have to be DK, because he's the one who... is the only one who can pull the levers, I think. Oh, there we go. In this game you can press R to immediately center the camera behind you. I don't remember how to get around this map at all. Hold on. Let's try these teleport pads, I guess. Where does this put you? This puts you here. Which I guess might be kinda close to where I think. I don't fucking know. It's closer to like the number 3 from what I remember. You know how to beat beaver bother? Yeah, you just you put the beavers into the hole and then you, when one of them inevitably gets stuck because of the shitty clipping, you like circle strafe around them until they decide to go in. And it's fucking terrible. Oh boy, that was so much fun. What do you even do with them? It looks like going invincible, I don't remember. You can go invincible with still coconuts, but you need some kind of special that or something. So you can break out the fucking grenades. Yeah. Let's see. It's this way. Oh, this might be closer to... maybe not, hold on. What's on the other side of this teleport? You can... oh, you just go to the top of this place, I guess. Or even the top, but like, just kind of very high up, but not even all the way at the top. Are they even making this place? Thunder, robot, crocodiles, then... I think might have been the same as the ones from that one level in the first Donkey Kong Country game. Oh shit. Got that they could do it. Rock Crocs or whatever they were called. Oh no, you just have to jump to get up here. I'm pretty sure you can only kill these guys with like a grenade or something. There we go. Or at least they give you 2 of these when they die. Boy, I can't fucking see anything. I think my brightness settings might be a little wanting for this. I guess my quest right now with this game is to locate the Donkey Kong arcade machine, because I think this is where you play it. You have to beat fucking Donkey Kong, or a beefed up version of the Donkey Kong arcade, and also you have to beat a beefed up version of Jetpack or Solar Jetman. Will even be able to challenge the final boss in this? I don't remember that. Remember how a lot of people hated it, and I'm pretty sure I do. But rather. Don't freaking remember how to get to where that is, though. Is that it right there? Hold on. something. I think that's it. Just like near some floor with a bunch of like giant toy blocks. Oh, we can pull this lever. What happens if you do that? Even do that anymore, or it's just forever in that state? Never mind. Does that mean that this is the entrance? I don't remember how to leave this place. It's kind of troubling. Oh, hold on. If I go down this... and then... the camera's not controlled. Okay, I'm sure that the place I'm thinking of is closer to this place. Invisible to like one of these windows. I don't remember exactly where it is though. It's fine. It's impossible. What's this way? It's another. I'm gonna leave this floor though. Can't even see what's this way, okay. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we don't want to leave this floor. So ignore this corridor. Maybe it's behind this window here, I don't know. Looks very familiar. I think this is it, but how do we get there? I've teleporter. I don't remember how else we get there. Obviously supposed to be some other way. Where the other teleporter? Try to figure out what's in here at least. Little alcoves or is there an actual passage? At least this one's just a little. Hold on. Shit. It's a combat. Maybe it's this way. Here's Funky Kong. Sure won't tell you shit. Oh, there's the 5 teleport. Pretty have everything at this point. Give me some slack, I'm all cleaned out. Oh. So he maxes out your ammo, so there's that. Fire 200, I think 200 is the max here. Start with 100. Right, here I am. I'm pretty sure this is where I was wanting to go. Oh no, you can actually still play this. So this is straight up impossible after a certain point. Just keep artificially ramping up the difficulty. It just occurred to me that I didn't even try this before. But maybe. Should theoretically go here. Crazy about that. Here we go. If I play this here, it'll actually get rid of the input lag. I don't have very many memories of doing good at this game. We can't even jump or do anything. Hammer. Are we going to play this? Well, because it's the tractors, and even though I like this game from my childhood, I can definitely see why. And honestly, this minigame is one of the reasons why. Oh, you straight up just die. I'm pretty sure that you have to... I don't think it's exactly this version, but you have to beat a version of this minigame that's ramped up in difficulty from the original to even be able to get to the final boss of the game. And you have to also beat another old arcade game. I think like redid. Yeah, I think this is gonna fix the... I didn't even think to do this. I actually get the feedback for this on my TV instead of just looking at the fucking... Oops. The OBS thing. I'm actually gonna be able to fix the input lag. It's great, okay. Like, really fucking got it to make it to the top here, because it's just... Yeah. Shit. Oh, can't see that coming. That's a problem too, there's no way to like predict if they're on the ladder or not. I can beat even one stage of this, I think I'll be satisfied. This is like the ultimate challenge. Thinking of it back further, I do remember a few challenges that I like. I guess Beaver Bother would be it. I'm trying to like think if there were any challenges in this game that were like Canary Mary tier bullshit. I think the only one that I can honestly say it's that description to a T is Beaver. Well, maybe this, but also Beaver Bother. Should probably figure out where the other hammers are. I don't think grabbing the hammer is really gonna make a difference though, because you can't keep climbing while you're holding. I remember a few like race and slide minigames in this that might have been kind of bullshit too. I don't think the bosses were that bad. The bosses were actually pretty fun for the most part. Remember when we have to... I might just run that boss again just for nostalgia's sake. Okay, thank you. Fuck. Honestly, thank you for not rolling down the ladder there, but then the other one did right after it. You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do one more attempt of this game, and independently of what happens, I think the only other thing I'm gonna be doing this for now is and run another one of the bosses, which I do remember being like kind of funny in how ridiculous it was. I think it's the last boss that you get to fight before the actual final boss too. Yeah, there's a very noticeable fucking difference in the video input between the TV and the actual stream output. I've just done this from the beginning. This isn't gonna help me at all. This thing is gonna help. I'm gonna get rid of that thing, but whoop. It's gonna go away in a minute now and I'll be vulnerable. There we go. Fuck, one of these things is... So it's definitely gonna go down the ladder. I'm gonna say fuck it to this game. Okay, so I guess we'll see the game over scene for this, because this one does have one. To go back to the title screen. And look, it's the final Smash from Smash Ultimate. I kinda wonder how he has like that goofy laugh, and like I'm pretty sure the goofy laugh they gave him in the rest of the series, and yet he does get like a brief voice acted scene at the start of the game, and that he sounds like fucking Dr. Claw. Close to it. you don't actually get to see the firing. If I recall this correctly, I think another intro demo thing they show in this is the Minecraft minigames, which I thought were actually pretty interesting. Kind of fun in their own right. Let's see. We go to the mystery option, which is just like the stuff you unlock from getting the banana fits. Let's see. Coins? What are the coins even for? I'm trying to remember. I guess they're just for like buying the upgrades, I think that's it, yeah. I'm pretty sure you can get all the coins you need to buy all the upgrades without activating this, it's like whatever. Infinite ammo, infinite oranges, infinite... I even bought that, like... I don't even know how many banana fairies there are in the game, but I'm pretty sure the whole point of the film is to capture them, so... It's really worth it at this point. Infinite crystal coconuts. Infinite instrumentation. Infinite... of everything. Oh wait, supposed to buy that. Let's go back to the... What even is here? Like, jetpack. You can actually access this from here, I just never realized. Let's play one thing of jetpack just to by myself. Pretty sure all you do is like fly around and shoot things and you're so fucking supposed to... There we go. Pretty sure it's like one... Yeah, getting hit once kills you, but I think you still have multiple lives, I guess. Fuck. You might also have multiple lives in, like, version of the DK arcade. You know what that thing is. Pretty sure all you gotta do to win is the parts and stack them and grab all the fuel things to fill up the rocket and stack them, and it's harder than it looks because you die fucking instantly. Pretty sure this might be my last life, even though it's just one. Fuck. This might be bad. This might be bad. My last life, or is this my last life? Nope, okay. We get a 0 life. I was assuming otherwise for once. It's easier to just straight up avoid these things than try to... Oh, never mind, we did it. We cleared one state of that. That's more than I remember doing when I played this pretty much every time before. Yeah, I completely didn't remember this, but they changed up the enemy type, so there we go. It's a little too. Or even like leave the game at this point. Okay, actually jetpack. So. Anyway, back to what I said I was gonna do, which is this boss. Probably wrap up this game. Let's see if I can even beat this boss, because I do remember that, like... You get a limited amount of tries to do this, and I think you only get 5 tries, because if you miss with one of the counters, then you can't use them again. Oh boy, let's see if I can remember how this works. Pretty much all you gotta do is, yeah, hit the cannon and shoot yourself at the thing. And then just get back to the middle. And watch out because it shoots lasers at you, but that's pretty much all that happens. It goes counterclockwise? No, it goes clockwise. Or maybe it does. Maybe it just goes like across, I don't remember. Oh boy. Well, I've forgotten all about it now, but I remember distinctly when I was a kid I had the pattern for this boss like completely memorized. He's moving counterclockwise now, that's where he shows up next. Okay, that's definitely moving counterclockwise there. And then I think he makes like fake versions of himself. I'm trying to swim up, please. Am I like taking breath damage? I think this one over there. I think the one that looks lighter colored is the real one. It's just like a darker one that's just fake. Fuck. Shit. Yeah, but sure, you can barely see the one on the other side, so this one has to be the real one. And then I do remember it gets a lot more exciting when we get to the final phase, which is after this. I don't even know where she showed up, hold on. I think okay, that one's the real one. And then he does this. You actually have to time it. Oh crap. Please get on the... There we go. Let's see. Okay, he's there now, so I think he's gonna show up. Oh, I was wrong. Stuff, hold on. Which direction does he move? Does he still move counterclockwise? Nope, I'm gonna have to wait until the next round, I guess. And if you miss any of those, then you lose one of your chances to... Ouch. There we go. You know what boss I just remembered being distinctly very difficult? The factory boss. Hold on. Maybe I'll try fighting that next, because that would be an interesting way to actually end things off. So it should only take one more hit. I also remember this freaking Tiny Kong having like a twirl ability that gave her like more airtime. I also remember her needing to use that repeatedly to fuck. Repeatedly to be able to survive the other boss that I'm thinking of. Okay, I almost messed up. Not quite though. Let's see, this guy's shooting from there now. Is he gonna shoot from over there now? There he is, okay. There we go. For some reason that was the spook boss. Because they actually let you collect the key. Once you're done with the boss even in the replay mode. What are the keys? Oh yeah, the keys for like blood reasons. There's a dude that you need free to be able to unlock the final part of the game. I remember that now. Alright. I can beat this boss in my... Okay, there we go. If you press A twice, that's how you do it. I did try to do it during the previous fight, but for some reason it didn't want to work. Remember, you need to... Oh, yeah, you need to get in one of these. You're gonna need to do that extensively to be able to beat this boss here. This reject boss. Let's see if he still sounds like how I remember it. Like some weird mixture of fucking Donald Duck and... Oh fuck, and the Joker. Okay, oh. It's kind of awkward coming back to the N64 controller after playing games with modern controls, but now I'm getting back into it. That's what it takes, alright. Oh god, the fucking Donald Duck voice. Oh shit. I didn't think that would hit me for some reason. But yeah, what you pretty much have to do is find another platform that's the same color as he's on. Find a switch on that one. I'm pretty sure that if you get the color of the platform wrong, then you're the one who is gonna take damage. So, let's see if I can actually get over there and not fucking die. I don't remember how many times you have to do that, but I think it might only be 3 times. Oh, I should find out if this song is currently eligible for a VGM guessing game. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty sure he gets like stronger attacks after a while, like... Ooh. Shit. Shit. Okay. Don't remember if it's just for the last hit or if it's earlier, but at some point he gets the ability to just like shoot a big laser that does to whatever platform you're on what you're doing to him to hurt him. Shit. Okay. I did it. I am pro gamer. Okay. Time to try and find out. Okay, he's not doing it yet though, so... Getting to the point where, yeah, this the correct platform that you need to go to doesn't line up, so it's not as obvious. Still not doing it. Genuinely do not remember how many times you have to hit him. Oh shit. Oh shit, he's not like circling around to cut me slack anymore. It's just like... not giving me any room for error anymore. Okay, I see the platform I need to go to, but... there we go, this is when he starts doing this. Wait for him to shoot it here, so then I can do this safely, and then... I might have to hit him like one more time after this, or... this isn't it. No, this is it. Oh no, never mind. I forgot about this completely. He fucking goes invisible. And he's still not giving you any slack, so... you can like jump across diagonally if you really want to. Even if you stand right on the edge, but... I would prefer not to. Okay. Alright, this might be it. Gotta wait for him to shoot one of these lasers over here. At least you can see the fucking Terminator laser, right? I think this is it. There we go. I did it. I conquered something that seemed very difficult when I was a kid. Difficult or something, I don't know. I have a vague memory of like calling my cousins to brag about when I did that when I was a kid the first time. I finally did it, I beat the boss, but... well, it's good to see that I'm still good at this game, at least. But that leaves me with a couple other games that I want to try out, so... and now that I did get a little extra time, extra stage time, let's go first with pretty much the only other game that I managed to conserve from childhood, but I don't think I ever got too many details on like where this even came from. It might have been Blockbuster or something. But I do have it on pretty good authority that this is an original. This one and Mario 64 are the only ones I have like very strong confidence that they're 100% original. Know how long I've had them. And just like Mario 64. Just like a must-have, but first let's see if we can get it to work. Yep. I'm gonna do the meme. Yeah, sure, hope this works. I think I do remember doing like cartridge tilt or getting cartridge tilt glitches in this game at least once or twice. Come on, in a minute now. Because I do remember this was one of the more stubborn games to get to work. I was first testing this thing. Probably for a good reason, because this one has seen a lot of use. Oh, it still doesn't want to. It's weird. You know for a fact that it does work. It's just being very, very adamant about 22% otherwise. Hold on, let me turn on, put on some music while I try to get this to work. That's next on the playlist. It's well, I don't know what it is. Okay, there we go. It's crosscode. It's not really fitting, but I'm gonna bring the N64 a little closer to myself so I can do this more easily. Let's try to readjust it again and again. And before it works in the first try after I start. Oh, there you go. Hey, this is pretty fitting soundtrack for this game, clearly. Yeah, maybe not. Alright. Here's a game that everyone loves, but I didn't like as much as Majora's Mask, honestly. And I certainly don't know it anywhere nearly as well as I do Majora's Mask. Fishman has everything. Sorks has everything. Or not, has nothing. Pretty sure this was one of the meme names that I did, like, you know, my dude. I'm pretty sure if I were to start like a new game in this, it would be my dude, but I guess it does have something. It has a few hearts and it has the green emerald. I do distinctly remember that this is my oldest file on here and that I named it that because it was a character in one of the Captain Underpants books. 98.6. Is that like the amount of money that you have? Probably is. Let's go into this file and confirm it. No, it isn't. I actually don't remember at all what that number represents. And look at that, I have 460 rupees and 46 gold sculptureless. I guess that's something that I've never done in this game. I guess this game would probably be one of the easiest to like replay if I were so inclined. Because that's something that I never managed to do in this game, is get all the gold sculptureless. Also, hello, Eli Naomi. Welcome to me doing very brief tests of N64 games and reminiscing, yes. Even though the game that I'm going to be playing after this one, which is also my newest acquisition, probably one game that I'll actually play all the way through for stream sooner or later, probably sooner. I forgot about the puppet in this room. Actually really noticeable. I don't know, what can I even do in this game, but I've gotten to the point where I basically have everything other than the gold sculptures. Of course. I guess something I could do is like go out into the field and pick a fight with a P-hat or something. I could also pick a fight with these guys. I see I have everything, but do I have like a big orange sword? I don't remember that. There might be something else that I'm missing. No, I'm not. There it is. Guess if I have the claim check, that should be a pretty good indication that I do actually have it. I don't remember. I think Link's Awakening was technically the first Zelda game to have like a big trading sequence. This is just like an extension of that. How do the fucking speedrunners do it? Like this? I can't see where I'm going. Just assume that that wherever this takes me is gonna be better than the place that I started out in. That's probably a good philosophy to go through life in, right? This is kind of awkward. It's like if you go from moving backwards to moving sideways, you pretty much come to a dead stop. Oh, I can't even move in that direction because there's a fence. How do I take a look? Okay, so if it doesn't work both ways, it looks like if I'm like moving backwards and I try to veer the stick to the left, for example, it comes to a dead stop. But if I'm like moving to the left and then I go backwards, then it doesn't stop me. Oh, right. Hold on. Oh, right. The L is just for... I don't remember. Does the D-pad do anything in this game? I don't think it does. I don't even remember where the P-hats are. Or even if they come out in the future. Oh shit. Do I have a bow? I do have a bow. There we go. We defeated Poe the ghost. Do you want to catch it in a bottle? Do I even have a bottle to catch it in? I guess I did. Let's see. Can't you get like... Oh, you can only get 4 bottles in this. You can get like 6 bottles in Majora's Mask, I think. But I have a bug, I have a Poe in a bottle, and I have an empty bottle. I think that's something else that I never bothered to do in this game, like finding all the Poes in the Hyrule. Or at least the Poes that come out when you're riding around in Epona, speaking of which. Come on. Come on. You should be able to... I'm good at video games, guys, alright. My horse is a good horse. Aren't you supposed to be able to like jump over those slow fences even not running at full speed yet? Am I completely misremembering this? I guess I'm completely misremembering this because Epona just refuses to jump over those. Neither he need her to... Oh, hey, look, it's fucking one of those things. The aim is... My aiming is completely off. You just completely disappear. My host, I guess I am. I guess let's go around for a little while longer to see if any more of those show up. It's something to blow these 31 arrows on after all, I suppose. The fuck even is the entrance to Lake Hylia? I don't remember any of this. I don't remember how any of this is laid out because my memory is very bad when it comes to this game. I don't know, maybe I should like replay this game at some point. And try to attempt like a normal 100% run on stream or something like that. It would be interesting. But I am very doubtful of my abilities, even now. I see all of these friggin' exits that the map has. I guess the one that's on the middle west side is Gerudo Desert, based on what I just saw. The one that That's on the bottom left. I don't know that one. That one might be Lake Hylia. Hold on. We even have a map here. Lake Hylia. Yeah, yes, it would be. It's apparently to the southwest. Let's go over there, I suppose. Can we jump over this fence, or... No, we cannot. Oh. Is there a hole in the fence? I think the map kind of shows you that, except not really. So if we want to go to Lake Hylia, I guess this is the way. And I'm pretty sure that if you have a pony and if you're running at full speed, you're supposed to be able to jump over both of these. Even if you don't have her, you actually get there because there's some ladders near the walls. I don't remember if those are there from the beginning though. Of course, now that I'm here, I'm getting bad memories of never being able to fucking finish the water temple by myself. Maybe that would be... that's just like another incentive for me to replay this game to see if I can... Because I don't think I've ever in my entire life ever managed to get the... you know, clear the water temple without like using a walkthrough. Granted, I don't think there's been that many attempts, and I'm pretty sure that the last attempt that was ever made by me to do that was like 7 years ago at least, I want to say. I don't know. It showed. What showed? The fact that I'm not good at the game, because I've been talking about that for a while now. Or the fact that I don't remember anything about the game. Well, let's go say hi to our friends in the... Yeah, there's another thing that one of the reasons why people kind of take issue with this place, to keep like switching the iron boots back and forth. And what else? Iron boots back and forth, and we're just having to like change the water level in this freaking place over and over again. Remember doing that bug that lets you clip through the lake floor and like swim all the way to the source sealed entrance? Oh man. Maybe I should do that to like end off my time with this game for now, like try and figure out some crazy shit that speedrunners do to try and attempt myself. Oops. Pressing the C buttons to try and control the camera. So all these freaking buttons have like different control methods for the camera. So this is like right where you go to the boss, isn't it? To like walking in a straight line to up here. Be very... There we go. But of course this is the end of the game, so the boss is already dead. All the bosses are dead, except Ganon. So hold on, it's actually not a bad idea. I don't even know what revision this is. But hey internet, what are some easy glitches in Oot? Zelda Wiki, can you illuminate me on this front? Oh no, it's Zeldapedia. Oh no, never mind, it's Zelda Wiki. Wait a minute. So I remember that there's like 2 Zelda Wikis for some reason, and I am very partial towards Zelda Wiki because Zeldapedia is the one that has very pedantic admins from past experience. I mean, maybe they're all gone by now, but let's see. Crooked cartridge is the first thing that they list. Dangerous if used incorrectly. No thanks. Alright, let's this even count as a bug? It's the second thing that they list is the crouch stab. Attack. Apparently if you do this right after doing a different attack, it has the same attack power as your last attack. So if you do a jump attack and then do this shit over and over, then you can do like a bunch of jump attacks in a row. What else? You can clip through walls. You need a sword. Find one of the following corners and walk straight into it straight on. Oh boy. Right, hold on. Let's try this one, I guess. I remember Infinite Sword glitch from Majora's Mask, but I wonder if it's the same in this game. Probably not. Pretty much the only reason I learned any Majora's Mask glitches was to do the rando. Let's see, we can go to Sora's Domain. The bottom corner to the immediate wall. Let's go there since we're like right next to it. I don't remember if we can even access it from here in the adult timeline. But it even it's like over there, I think. I guess you can pass through here to get in there, or not. Maybe the only way to get in there is like go to Yabuyabu's pool. Yeah, because it's like blocked off from this side. Unless I can somehow pull this out, but I can't. Damn it. Alright, my current mission is getting to Sora's Domain. I guess the other way that you can approach that is through Sora's River. That would take a while, so remember if there's any other way you can get there. I don't remember. Can you swim? Can you like warp to the ice cave or whatever? I don't remember. I don't think you can. You can only warp to like the dungeons, so I think that's gonna help me. Dungeons and the Temple of Time. Maybe you can get there from the Goron City. I vaguely remember the something like that, but I don't even know. I'm just gonna take the route through the Sora's River. I say that it'll take a while, but it'll probably take way less of a while if I actually start getting there. Alright, Pona, let's try this again. Let me back you up like a truck. And there you go. Was that so hard? Alright. The problem is, I'm pretty sure Sora's River is like at the exact opposite end of the map from where we are right now. Oh, hey, you did it. You managed to jump over that one. I don't know why you only managed to jump over that one. Standing at the temple entrance and taking off the sinky boots. I don't remember anything from the temple entrance at like maybe the temple? Like inside the I don't think the temple itself connects to Sora's Domain. I don't think any other part of the lake connects to Sora's Domain other than the entrance that I just saw that was blocked off. Clipping occurs. Oh, the clipping. Okay, yeah. Oh, the horse can't. Actually, this isn't where you have to go to the river to actually fall. You can navigate all the way to the entrance and bypass the ice. I don't know. Should probably look up glitches that I could have done in Lake Hylia. Because right now I'm fairly determined to do this one specific thing that was said to me just because it seems like the simplest one to pull off. It snowed here, that's nice. Lie. Snow is not something that ever comes to where I live. It's is miserable. Because you're able to walk outside without, in the middle of the winter, without having to wear 10 layers, and that's miserable. Well, to me it's miserable. I want an excuse to be able to wear 10 layers, goddammit. And look at that, we have another magic bees already planted, so... We had to skip quite a lot of the... oh shit, basically everything, I guess. That's nice. Too bad I can't actually counter the Octoroks right now because I have a big sword, so I can't use my shield. I guess if I put it away I could. Yeah. Okay. See, I still remember how to do this. Oh shit. I'm not trying to read that, I'm trying to, like, do this. Alright. We made it to Sora's domain, alright. Time to look at the wiki again. Okay, let's see. Clip through walls. I don't see any examples, at least from this page, of doing that in Lake Hylia. Okay. The bottom corner to the immediate right of King Sora is where we... Let's see. I don't even remember if King Sora is unfrozen, because I think you can actually get through this whole game without unfreezing him, but he is unfrozen, alright. Okay, let's see. The bottom corner to the immediate right of King Sora. Does that mean like here? I'm supposed to... It says... What does it say? In one of the following corners and walk into it straight on. As you walk directly into one of the corners, goodness me, draw the sword and hold C. Hold C, push forward on the analog stick and press A to perform a jump attack. That, okay. Do they mean this corner? I don't even know. It says you've done correctly. Oh hey, there we go. I guess I did it correctly. And I fell off the world. Okay, so you eventually die from that. For a second there I wasn't sure. Let's see. Done correctly, Link will move through the wall into the void in some cases. Oh shit. Well, I did it. I did every speedrunner's dream and I glitched through a wall. Too bad that's not gonna help me beat the game in like less than 20 minutes. Which I think is close to the current world record. I really don't keep up with speedrunning at all. I think it's definitely not something I would ever want to do on my own, but... And I guess glitches are kind of interesting and watching them for entertainment is kind of interesting. Okay, let's try this. Try to do this again, and oh, there we go. Not fall right into the void immediately. Can we even do anything if we like clip through the wall and not immediately fall off? Like, can we get places? No. Well, not if we like immediately go back into the rest of the world. It isn't too hard to do. It reminds me of like a channel I used to hang out in like 2013. I was like speedrunning, but I was really mostly only there because other people hanged out there, and I remember that was like a Skyward Sword speedrunner, and the glitch they did were, I think it was in the Ancient System. How am I not able to do this? Hold on, to like do this from scratch. I literally just did this like twice. I remember a glitch they did where it was in the Ancient Cistern and they like did something like this in like into like a very precise seam or corner of the Ancient Cistern and just had to fall through the world. And I also remember them practicing to do that like for 2 or 3 hours before actually putting into the runs, which is kind of a big part of the reason why I probably would never bother to run anything myself. Okay, there we go. I say there we go as if I'm actually gonna do something. Oh shit. Okay, I can swim up through this part of the floor, I guess. It's interesting. So I can attempt this one more time, and I was kind of wondering if I could, like, you know, move through the void and go to the exit of this room that's behind the dude. But maybe not. Look, she just, like, makes you float and it puts you straight back into the normal part of the world. Well, I don't know. Might be done with this game for now, unless I can eyeball some of these other glitches and see anything that looks like it. Like, what about this infinite sword glitch? Like I said, I do remember doing this one in the Majora's Mask randos. A sword, blah blah blah, be around something that can be interacted with using a command. If there is nothing to interact with, you can also use bombs since they can be grabbed, but it's harder. Alright. So find a sign, basically. There's a sign right here. Let's see. Align yourself so you are near the object and can see the icon. Press R to shield and B to stab. While in mid-stab, while the sword is about to recede, press the A button to activate the action. Okay. Hold on, let me get this away. Let me close enough that I can... Did I do it? No, I don't think it. I think I'm on the right track here. This is supposed to be like one of the more basic glitches that you can do in these games. It's like something that you use to activate other glitches, from what I recall. But getting the timing right might be a little tricky. I don't remember if this is how you did it in Majora's Mask. I want to say maybe not quite. This doesn't look like this thing is gonna break if I stab it. Oh, I think I did it. There we go, yes. It's like got like a white light, the sword does. And I don't know if pressing C is gonna deactivate it. No, it's not, okay. It's kind of stuck in that weird camera focus thing. I think I've only ever found a few glitches useful for speedrunning, mostly in GTA, some GoldenEye ones. GoldenEye is weird in how there's only ever even been one out-of-bounds glitch found ever. Fortunately, I don't think there's anything around here that I can oh, well, I'm stuck here, I guess, unless I deactivate this. Yeah, I guess you do it by using your shield. I need to be able to articulate, alright. I think if I can activate it one more time, I can... Hey, that was much easier the second time, I guess. I can probably use it to do something with this stone over here, because that should react to being hit with the sword, I think. I have infinite sword, infinite sword strikes at my disposal right now, as shown here. There you go. Just casually unleashing infinite blade fury into a stone. I like how the sword even reacts accordingly when it's moved in the animations. So there you go. Looking at the list of glitches, you can apparently also bomb hover and use doing an idle animation that's actually swinging the sword. I forgot about that. You can also do bomb hover and bomb to hover, ground jump, super slide. Oh boy, there are 3 ways to do this. Turn time is 15:31. It stopped being hit for long enough that it actually displayed the message. Well, no, the current time in real life is closer to 23:56, I can tell you that. Okay, so apparently the easiest method to super slide is all you have to do is put on Nairu's Love, then follow the steps in the ground jump and you'll go flying back. What is the ground jump? Let's see. Place a bomb in front of you, go backwards a little bit so the A button says attack, then mash the A button so Link gets stuck, really. Wait until the bomb explodes and all your buttons should now be disabled except for C, R, pause, and A. Attempt to do a backflip and Link jump. Seems interesting, but maybe not too easy. We can try it though. And if I go in the water, it also disables the sword glitch, yeah. Alright, I guess it's time for me to attempt a couple other glitches. I think if I manage to pull these off, that'll probably be called for this game. Let's see, we need a bomb. We have 40 bombs right here. Let me read this again slowly. Put a bomb, go backwards a little bit so the A button says attack, then mash the A button until Link gets stuck. Up. That's not very descriptive. Yes. It says mash the A button, but I mean when it says attack, it just roll forward. Until the box and gets stuck. What do you mean Link gets stuck? Like rolls forward into it? Because I'm not. I don't think that counts as getting stuck. I don't know. This isn't very self-descriptive. Mega jump, mega flip. How do you even do the... I don't remember. Maybe be able to do like the bomb or the bomb two, however, let me see if I can pull that off. Oh, infinite sword glitch, you need to activate that first. Any ledge, stand with your back to it, drop a bomb behind, off you, and do a backflip just before it explodes while holding R to shield. You will then. But I do remember doing that. Smash, I guess if I can. You know what? If I can pull that off, I'll probably call it. Do I have any bomb chips right now? Do remember? Yeah, I do. More bomb chips than bombs at this point. I just need to remember that being kind of easier. Okay, rated ISG. And let's see. Remind myself of the steps here. It might not be a great idea to do it in ice or icy ledge, but because I live on the edge, literally. Let's see, gotta take out a bomb show and shield right after. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Or did it? I don't think it did. ISG is not activated, hold on. It's activated again. It's activated now. Using the A and even backflipping doesn't seem to deactivate it, so if we climb up on this ledge, it's still activated, right? Can't really see the sword itself, but I guess I'll... For some reason it's not working. I don't know. I remember this being one of the glitches that I did in the Majora's Mask run when I had like no choice but to use glitches in the like early version of it. Guess this really will be my final project. Glitching this game for the time being. It is backflip over the edge, right? I'm reading that properly. Pretty sure. The backflip will be there, quickly take it up, I'm sure, and shield right after you. Blows up. I like pressing all the buttons too early. Is that what I'm doing wrong? I'm pretty much determined. I guess we'll attempt it one more time, and if this doesn't work, probably call it in. I want to stay here. Just trying this and not being successful at it, which I guess I'm not, because I just did it with a lot more delay that time and didn't quite work. I guess I'll stay right here in Sora's Fountain. Yeah, buddy. You know what, let's send this off by drinking this Po and see what happens. There we go. We actually recovered a heart. But I'm pretty sure that the Po's have, like, the potential to do way worse things to you. Like, I might be remembering this wrong, but I think they can actually, like, leave you with either a heart or part of a heart or very little health like that, but... yeah, that's my very brief return to... after... playing 3 more N64 games before it, and there's one more game to go, but... you can watch Link sneeze. Is that the only idle animation he does in the water? Hey, Rye 87 got this resolution. Well, apparently it is basically native N64 resolution blown up to like 720p, I think. Oh, not exactly gonna look that great. It's not a thing. It's literally adapter thingy. And speaking of adapter thingy, it's time for to go into the last game I have for the N64 right now. Which, pretty sure this is the game that I had a slight issue with before with the input lag, but since I guess I finally figured out a way to actually... that's a little strange. I'm pretty sure this worked every single time. First attempt. It's like the most reliable one, and rather tellingly it's also the game that I've owned for the least amount of time. And for one of my favorite childhood RPGs, or at least used version of it, that already has like the files used. You can play in the Antonio file, in the Emmanuel file, in the Riki file. I like to believe that maybe that's named after the Xenoblade Riki, so that's like... someone actually went back to this game to play it again after that game came out. And the Mario 3 Hearts file with like alternating capitalization. Level 3. How can you only... I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that this is pretty much the only file that I've been using for like testing stuff. Okay, there's no input lag here. Skip looking at the, you know, stream feedback to test that, but... and that has some input lag because of the video buffering, but this, you know, thing when it's straight on the TV doesn't. Fairly certain that you're not supposed to be only level 3 when you get here, because it's the second chapter of the game, but... I'm gonna say it's kinda awkward, or I would have said, if, you know, the input lag persisted, it's kinda awkward to, to do the action commands in this game, especially for the jump. With the input lag, but I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm pretty sure those are the only commands you can even do right now. Do the jump, do the hammer thing where you hold left, and do the bombette charge where she... you just like hold down the button and release it when it gets to the star. I guess whoever played this file before me is like went from level, or stopped right before we were about to reach level 4. I didn't even check the badges for this before, did I? 'Cause I'm pretty sure in the Paper Mario games, at least the first couple, which are, you know, the worthwhile ones, what you're supposed to do is hoard lots of BP because the badges are way more versatile than everything else. You can increase your maximum HP, so it's exactly the same as if you had upgraded your HP, except if you feel like it, you can actually swap that out for something else. Oh well. No, what I feel like what I would want to do is, I don't know, maybe load into one of the other files that apparently is a little bit farther on in the game, as in probably done with the game. Such as, let's see what they were called, because I forgot already. Antonio or Ricky. Antonio has apparently played for 25 hours and yet is level 22, unlike Ricky, who played for 24 and is leveled, for 17 and is level 24. That's an interesting difference. Go with this file. Hey, this is like right at the end of the game. Sure, we can still back out of here at least. Like literally right before the final boss. I do remember that. Am I gonna crush Paper Mario? Well, maybe eventually when I do my... Because I'm pretty sure that one thing I'm gonna want to do soon is, you know, take this game and actually play through this game and the sequel on stream. And then pretend like the rest of the games in the series don't exist, even though I actually own 2 more of them. Are all of these fully up? Yeah, apparently this is like 100% run, even though... somehow there's less time on the clock than the other one. We also have like the thing that we get for beating the... We only have the 3rd degree card. I'm pretty sure that the best one you can get is 4th degree? I don't even know. A bunch of undelivered letters. Someone just doesn't want to bother with those, I guess. If I were playing this game, I would deliver those letters, but... yeah, maybe when I get around to playing this game on stream, which should be soon, and go through all of it. Maybe I'll find a block in the desert and hit it for like however many years and crash the game. I don't remember how the meme goes. Apparently there's here someone else who didn't quite know the best way to go about things. They put a lot of levels into HP and FP upgrades directly instead of using BP. I don't know, I mean, using some of the HP badges, but you could put one more level into this and use this badge. I don't know, it seems like you just become way more overpowered if you use lots of badges in this game. Star points, star pieces. Someone, I guess this person also didn't collect all the star pieces, which is something else to do if you want to like 100% this game, I guess. If you want to 100% this, you would want to like get all the star pieces and get all the badges and beat all the bonus bosses like the master at the dojo 3 times. I think you have to kill him. I think that's actually the strongest enemy in the game if you want to like beat all the bosses and all the hidden stuff. The master's final phase is the strongest enemy. Boy, you can't see this on the stream, I don't think. There's like a really weird color washout that this is doing in my TV, because I'm pretty sure the game looks fine on the stream, but it's all fucking stretched out on my TV because it's an HD TV. It's widescreen. What else? What to do, I guess? Deliver all the letters? Find and deliver all the letters? Maybe do all the recipes. I don't even remember if this game... I don't think this game keeps track of like the recipes you've made. Unlike the other Paper Mario games. have to like max out your party levels and get the Ultra Stone and all that junk. Probably other stuff that I'm not thinking of. Oh well. Probably gonna leave this file as is, honestly. Let's see what happens if I go into the other one. FDR lyrics in my server, oh boy. You must never have a girlfriend. Girls don't like Paper Mario, they like football players and food, which I am. And event in school, so this game makes me LOL, oh boy. How does that other meme go? It's been so long since I said it. Also go into this other file, which I'm pretty sure is also, yeah, Bowser's Castle, but it's a much earlier point. I didn't remember where this is. And remember where I would want to go if I wanted to get out of here. It's been way too long since I played it. But clearly that's yet another incentive for me to replay these on stream, or not really an incentive, but like a reason why doing that which I already planned to is a good idea. And it's one of the best things ever. I guess you go this way. I vaguely remember now. That other meme go though, it's like top sniper in the US Armed Forces, I don't know. Little did you know what your little comment on the internet. Little comment on the internet was about to rain hell upon you. However the fuck that goes. Yeah. It's like the border between Bowser's Castle and Peach's Castle. You can get up there for me. I don't remember how this goes at all. I'm supposed to approach from the upper side, but how do I do that? Like climb up here. I don't remember who it was, but somebody did a section without using sushi where you usually always need him. And sushi I heard, I don't remember. There's supposed to be a wave bars. I'm barely thinking of the second. But then again, I don't know how you get up here. But yeah, I do remember you do need to use sushi to, you know, do transport in a lot of the parts with water. Sushi was the fish, yeah, but I don't remember. Maybe this will tell me. Sushi's right here. Kinda cheap, who worries about everyone? Doesn't tell me which it is though. We know what's a she, we know what's a she. No, Parakarry is a he, we know Bombet's she. It's literally the only character that we don't know. It's from the description. I thought it was a she though. Isn't to swim and find Yoshis, yeah. Hey Toads, how do I get out of here? Make a wish to the star spirits for your safety. I legitimately don't remember how to navigate this. Hold on. Let's take the one other file that we have, because I don't know where that one is. I don't even think I tried that. Maybe I did though. I vaguely remember what I missed, like right at the... yeah, this one. It's chapter 6. I wanted to go to like the field between the Koopa village and this place, so I could fight some easy enemies, but at this point in the game, one of the super bosses shows up right there, so it's a little bit difficult. Ever met the master of the dojo? I sure have. Maybe I should go to the forest. I don't remember being some like... enemies that shouldn't be too much of a hassle at this point. Yes. Oh boy, let me tell you a fun story. Once when I was like... probably around 12. Actually no, I had to have been younger than that, because I can't remember. I vaguely remember the only time that I played this game as a kid I was in middle school, so I was definitely younger than that. It was like... I don't know, 9, thereabouts. Sometime when I was a kid and I was about that age. I was playing this part of the game, alone in my room, and then there was a blackout, and I was a scared little shit, so it wasn't very fun. I guess there's no enemies in this first screen. What is he and Sheikah's texture others and... I love that misgenders. I think I remember that, dude. Also love like whoever played this game before me. Didn't bother to like title on the enemies, so I don't know what their health is. I think that's how it works anyway. Let me confirm this. See, if I title these guys, that makes the HP visible, right? First fuzzies are always green. Grab hold of you, they'll absorb your HP and add it to their own. Sometimes divide. Oh shit. I think I remember that now. Yeah, I remember they have like awkward timing. You can actually block that completely. If you time it right, but yeah, there we go, now you can see their health, so literally whoever played this before me never bothered to... Oh fuck. Never bothered to use the title, ever, pretty much. There we go. There we go. To remember the guard being like way less generous and give up. Oh yeah, this. This exists. Use your attack power. Well. Of course, that didn't happen last time, but I actually could have used that. Apparently even with no input lag it's gonna be a little bit difficult getting the timing for this exactly right. There you go. I was trying to like play this right off of the OBS feed before, and not the TV, and like half a second input lag or something like that, and it doesn't seem like a huge deal, and for the most part it isn't. And but the problem is that, you know, in the times when you actually need to time things with precision, such as the action commands in this game, it does matter. I can like press things like half a second early, and it wasn't very fun. And you know, technically doing it this way does give you more time to react, so it's easier. Delay a little bit there to get the timing just right to block that. Oh shit. Do we have to check to get to the next screen? I don't remember. It might be the rock. There's like... Oh no, there's like ice in the tree. There you go. I can get to the Booze Mansion the normal way. I just call this... Let's see, what items do I have? I had shrooms. Probably use one of those because I'm low on health. I guess you check the flags here, those spin stuff. I guess that's a normal thing. And all of these spin and left, so I guess... Oh, these are different, they even look different, so... You have to be trying to not realize what's different there. Okay, what about this screen? This one might be the one where the rock is, like... indicates really. Maybe you go in the middle. Oh yeah, this is where one of them is. And you have to remember that. the chosen one? Oh no, it's a tree. There you go. See a piranha plant. I don't know if I want to bother with that. I'm gonna change my partner too. It's like a letter. Can really don't remember what regular attack. Does he throw spinies for his regular attack? I think that. Damn it. Oh, hey, I actually blocked that. You know what? Let's just fucking do this and help him out. That'll probably work. Yeah, I vaguely remember in one of these you have to check the mushrooms in the back. I remember those like in this game in some other Paper Mario game. Yeah, there's lots of mushrooms here. Let's see. That's what you're supposed to notice. Oh boy. This one, the flowers dissipate. I remember this one of these where none of these screens stay straight up, like fake outs, like pairings. Oh no, I should have saved this. It only takes 2 attack powers, so I should still be able to do it. Fucking 2 star power, whatever. I'm sure you recharge that just by doing the action commands properly. Look, it's a thunderbolt. Oh no, this fucking piranha plant is like actually in my way. Okay, this one's different. The one that doesn't just wither away immediately. I don't remember how many screens there are in this place. Okay, so it's the one where you have to notice the rock. It's the face, probably. All the rocks are like right in front of the exits. Oh fuck. Oh, an attempt was made. Oh jeez. Right, fine, I guess I'll do this normal way. So what do you do? Spiny flip. Spiny surge. Maybe that's... Oh god. Okay, let's try this. This probably won't... This cannot go wrong. Ugh. Oh well, whatever. Hey, did a perfect garden almost. Let's do that again and not screw it up this time, I guess. Oh. I don't even know how much health the piranha plants have. Only whoever played this game and owned it before me had used the title a bit more. What do we got? How business that Bruce mentioned come this way? Okay, so you didn't even need to use any reference, it straight up tell you. Hey, we did it. We got through the spooky haunted forest. We didn't even get to see any of those. I think the rock is for like something secret that you're not actually... It's not necessarily plot related, but I do distinctly remember that in one of the screens there's like a spooky rock that you need to follow. Find something. It's like this, just to mark the screen where the bubble was, but I don't know. Say, this could be another pick for my guessing game thingy. I remember the music in this area being pretty good. Spanish guitar. Oh shit. I remember the fucking was. At least now I do. They're actually really scary because they buff their attack power by an insane amount. Crazy uncivilized Goombas living in Gusty Gulch. They have a max HP of 7. Oh shit, there we go. Times charger power before attacking. That takes away 8 HP, so watch out. And that's a pretty big deal the first time you find them. Well, not at this point. Shit. And there's also these guys. Lou lives here in Gusty Gulch, is unlocked. Occasionally Seabo, his life is complete. Need to be a paler if you want to be a proper ghost. Well, take my face for example. It takes a lot of work, but look how pale I am, really. I've seen paler, really. I guess we have, because like these guys are yellow, orange, kind of faded. But the ones at the mansion are literally just chalk white. If you ever look closely at Boos, I think they have really charming faces as well. Well, this is completely contradictory of the Boos from the platforming games, because, you know, they stare you in the face and they don't look away. Of course, there's the ones flying up there that you can't actually talk to. Don't even know if star spirits listen to the wishes of ghosts, well, I don't know. Oh, there's that guy. Oh, but it's because people like that boo. We're splitting hairs on my ghost so I don't actually breathe. Oh. And yet apparently ghosts can be eaten by the plot of this game. Well, at least eaten or put into your stomach. They don't die though. When I hear people shriek and watch and run away yelling, that makes Boos happy. I don't think I'm actually fighting the Boos in this, if I recall. I'm sure in the second Paper Mario game you can't fight the Boos. You can fight some Boos at least. So I don't think there's like friendly Boos, at least not that I remember. Oh, there are, they're like... there's like shopkeeper Boos, but I don't think there's like a whole community of Boos like in this game. Oh dear. Boy. I don't know if this actually matters, I guess we'll say no idea. Thanks for nothing. Maybe we'll pick one of those. Well, oh, okay, he actually remembers that. I know what difference that makes, I don't remember that at all, but... I think that might pretty much be it. Hey, look, there's an item there that nobody ever collected. I wonder why. Pretty sure you should be able to, because all you do is this, if I recall. Oh, but you don't have any more room. Okay. Throw away the... Don't throw away anything, throw away the fucking thing. Oh no, it's gone forever, except it's not really, because I'm not actually gonna save. I think this file and probably the other files too are gonna be in like eternal stasis. Oh shit, oh shit. Guess we'll get to the castle and then probably call it. And then move on to the final part of the night, which will probably be brief, all things considered. Oh shit. I guess we'll kill these guys. Seeing as we have no choice. Shit. To try and be the timing for that all. Guys kinda be bad news, and so is that guy, but we're gonna be able to... Fuck. Oh, there goes my about being able to take more than one of those at this turn. I think we might die. Yeah. Well, never mind. I guess we're not getting to the castle. We're just gonna get kicked out back to the title screen this way. Well. What's your Paper Mario? Probably play in stereo, or should I play in mono? Let's play in stereo. It was actually set to mono when I turned it on, actually. Not sure why. They only had one RCA sound input. Kinda wish there was a way to check, like, what the last date that these were played was. Or I probably ruined it by, you know, actually playing them myself. I'll probably, I guess I'll be playing this in stream too long, which means I will be having to delete one of these, probably this one. I wonder who named it Mario with alternating capitals and 3 hearts. I don't think the font actually affects anything. It's just there. Speaking of file names, I'm pretty sure there was like an urban legend or something that I always bought about something that the file names actually could do in the second Paper Mario, but pretty sure that's just complete bunk. But anyway, yeah. That's the end of my very cursory walkthrough of my N64 collection, I guess, that I can now stream. I have an RCA adapter, which also means that I can stream GameCube games. Off of my Wii, that is. I can also stream Wii games, but I could have done that before, because I can just use the Wii and the Wii to do that. And as a matter of fact, if I ever want to stream Wii games, I guess I will have to do that, because... because why? Because for some reason I was actually testing my Wii the other day, and well, it reads GameCube discs. For some reason it doesn't want to read Wii discs right now, which is weird and annoying. Or at least I can still do it on the Wii U. So I'll be drawn about, but I do have options. So, alright. Already been going for like over 5 hours, so... there's something a little different to wind down and get this stream to its end. I was actually wondering if there was like... what do you call it? If there was... gonna be a lack of games for me to play tonight if I ended up going for any real length of time, if I was gonna need like more than 4 tentative options, but apparently I didn't, because I've already been going for quite a long time. But it's time for, I think, the final game change of the night. If I to edit stream info and, you know, actually manage to type stuff. As at this point, I guess I would like to remind everyone, I'm not going to change the game though, I'm just going to change the title, another marker. I think I added one already and I just immediately forgot.